Oh, good, because, evening, everybody. Welcome back to the What's on Joe Mind TeamStream. We're here. I don't have a mask within reach, so
come on.
I'm not going to join in here. I didn't know this was the thing we were doing.
Me neither, but I'm trend setting.
I don't know when we get the call to do goth makeup. I don't get told when we do masks.
Me neither, but I'm trend setting.
I don't know. Wow. It was like triple echo. I'm good at this. Oh, but yeah, see, I don't get calls. But anyways, I'm Mike Irizarry. With me this evening, in the top right, it's the honcho. It's Mark Weber.
Woo, what's up?
He is in his hermetically sealed, germ-free environment.
Yes, away from the sun.
Well, naturally, yes.
Yes.
Blackout curtains are being employed.
That's what I'm talking about.
Despite the fact that it's 9 p.m., blackout curtains are in use.
You can't be too careful. And the street lights out here are bright, and I'm not taking any chances.
Uh-huh.
You look a little flushed, so it's probably for the best.
That's just me.
Also, back from her assignment, and back from today's assignment where she was dressed as a witch for most of the evening, it's Joe Colton.
Hey, everybody.
Doing the goth thing.
Yeah, just tonight.
Just tonight. Switch it up a little bit. Keep everybody guessing. It's October.
Just this month, though, truly, right? Like
the whole month. This is what you're going to get. Goth me.
That works.
Goth Joe with pumpkin spice coffee.
And then it's November, or what Joe likes to call Christmas prep.
So, before we get started, I've already discussed, because of COVID, I said, Wes, why don't we do early November prep and just like set the house decorated in Christmas for November and December? And he said, quit trying to get that Santa in front of my turkey. And I was like, and so we agreed on middle of November.
Yes.
Middle of November, I'm allowed to decorate. So I got 2 more weeks.
Wes was my boy, but that's a slippery slope. You know that's going to be November 1st next year. It totally is.
I tried November 1st this year.
I said, get fat red ass out of my turkey holiday.
You're lucky, Wes, that she likes Halloween, or Christmas would start in July.
That'll never happen because that's my birthday month.
I mean, today is October 1st, so you have more than 2 weeks to wait.
It's true.
It's not the end of October. It's the beginning of October.
Mm-hmm.
Fair.
And it's hard to believe that this poop hurricane of a year we call 2020 is coming into the home stretch.
It is. Is it?
I'm going to knock on as many surfaces as I can,
that sun didn't
reach.
That sun didn't kill it.
Anyways. But lots of good news this week, as we got to enjoy Hasbro PulseCon last weekend. And I'm sure we are not the first podcast that any of you have watched or listened to or however ingested to talk about Hasbro PulseCon, but we hope that we are the most comprehensive and frankly, we probably have the most goth and the most ginger. So
It's true.
We're going to be the most something.
Black and orange. It's Halloween colors.
Yeah.
There you go.
We're not. Maybe we weren't first, but we're the final word. You know that there are some fans who've been waiting to hear what the What's on Joe Mind crew thought about PulseCon 1.0.
Let's hope so, man. Let's hope so.
Maybe.
Let's hope so. But we've got some other news too. Our first news item. Our good friend Bobby Vala and his Valaverse Action Force comics are ready to roll. Issues 1 and 2 are done and available. And you can get those on Bobby's site. It is voliverse.square.site. So good stuff there. I have not had the chance to go get them myself. It's been a bit of a blur this week. But we know Bobby's got some great talent. He's got Bill Nidro writing. He's got Justin Bell on the team. He's got all kinds of great art talent. So that'll certainly be worth a read. You get the backstory on all of the great stuff he's got coming our way for his Action Force line.
Special cover by Hector Garrido?
I don't think so. I
got that wrong. Sorry.
That would be difficult.
Sorry.
You got me all excited. What are you doing? You can't do that.
You went for it. Hey, but Bill, I always get it wrong. Nedro, I think. It's Bill Nedro, I'm pretty sure. His writing on the G.I. Joe Kindle World stuff was like through the roof good. Mm-hmm. And it's his life's ambition to write a comic book. So he's finally doing, the bit of writing he really has always wanted to do. So I couldn't be happier for Bill. And I love that he's partnered up with Bobby. And I haven't had a chance to read them yet, but I just know they're going to be outstanding.
Yeah, I think they just went available. It was either yesterday or today. So there hasn't been a ton of time to get those. We're not sleeping on Bobby too long on this.
Right.
So he doesn't get to guilt us yet.
Not yet.
But soon.
Soon.
Yeah.
Not yet.
He's probably going to invoke that at like 48 hours. So we probably do need to get on that one quickly.
I think he wants the official endorsement from What's on Joe Mind and also Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, so he can really pump that up.
I mean, he's already had that. So if that's what he's waiting for, then
it
God only knows. Go for it. I bet you that it would probably be our most viewed episode. Go for it.
Start dressing up for each one.
Right. We'll go from like 4 people watching to 7 people watching. Dang. That's a huge percentage-wise. That's a huge jump. We can sell that.
Yeah.
Big.
Huge.
It will be tremendous. It will be the biggest ratings jump ever.
Oh my God.
The memers, it's a video of an accordion every time there's.
Yes.
I just saw that today and died laughing.
Accordion humor, always funny.
Always.
That's what Weird Al Yankovic is known for decades. Accordion humor is the way to go.
Yeah.
Next news item.
I accidentally pressed mute.
But new tabletop games for G.I. Joe and other Hasbro properties are on the horizon from Renegade Game Studios. And this was a little tidbit given to us by a longtime listener / watcher / friend of the program, Ryan Costello. Reading from the Renegade Game Studios press release, Renegade Game Studios is thrilled to announce multiple new categories and properties for hobby gaming as an extension of their existing partnership with Hasbro Incorporated. With this expanded partnership, the G.I. Joe, Transformers, and My Little Pony brands join Renegade's already successful Power Rangers line to their family of games. You can look forward to new role-playing and deck-building games, which will begin hitting shelves in 2021. Renegade Game Studios and Hasbro first partnered for Power Rangers Heroes of the Grid miniatures board game in 2018 and have released 11 expansions for the game since its debut. First up will be a 5th edition compatible Power Rangers role-playing game and the upcoming Power Rangers deck-building game, which will be available to demo virtually at Renegade Con, October 9 to 11, and Renegade's Morphin Meet virtual event beginning on October 23rd, and on the shelves in Q2 of 2021. Fans will also be able to enjoy entirely new websites that Renegade will be launching this fall to support the communities for its lineup of Hasbro games. Organized play, achievements, and in-store and at-home events will be added to current programs, such as the current Power Rangers free monthly scenarios and Morphin Mondays Twitch programs. More details for the G.I. Joe, Transformers, and My Little Pony games will be announced in the coming months. You can be the first to know the latest news about your favorite franchise by signing up at Renegade Games website. Hasbro has brought so much joy, or I'm sorry, quote, Hasbro has brought so much joy to fans through these worlds filled with rich narratives and iconic characters. We are excited to expand our relationship with Hasbro to help bring these stories to hobby tabletops in a new way, explains Scott Gaeta, president and publisher at Renegade Game Studios. New quote, we're thrilled to expand our relationship with Renegade Game Studios to include more fan-favorite brands from our portfolio, said Casey Collins, Senior VP and General Manager, Global Consumer Products at Hasbro. Gosh. The tabletop, do you know him, Weber?
Who?
You know Casey Collins?
I interviewed with him once when he was at WWE not too long ago.
All right.
But he actually has since come to Hasbro.
All right. There you go. Small world.
I have shared a room with him, so to speak. But he's high up. He's a power player at Hasbro.
The tabletop and role-playing games Renegade Game Studios innovated for the Power Rangers franchise have proved to authentically connect with both gamers and the Ranger Nation, and we are confident that G.I. Joe, Transformers, and My Little Pony fans will love the exciting games coming soon. Further details will be announced for individual games, beginning with the Power Rangers deck-building game coming available for pre-order in the fourth quarter of 2020. And you can see that press conference and any information that we've got at renegadegamestudios.com. So that's kind of cool. I don't do a whole lot with tabletop games of late, but I'd start if I knew I had something that was
viable, interesting, new.
Yeah. All that stuff.
Hey, anything that Joe gets involved in is good for the brand. So can't hurt. Feels like a lot of brands have had a hard time activating anything card based, including Joe and Transformers and stuff over the years. But if they're making it work for Power Rangers, maybe they can make it work for Joe. I got no problem with that. I just knew that was a really long press release you were going to read. So Joe and I were doing a little sideshow. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I caught bits and pieces.
Yeah. I don't have any taquitos, so I needed something to,
Yeah. What is dinner tonight, Joe Colton, for the fans at home?
Taquitos.
Taquitos and Canada Dry.
Yep.
Are they homemade taquitos?
Costco.
No.
Costco taquitos might as well be homemade taquitos. Mm-hmm. That's all I'm saying. You get something with the Costco label, and it's probably good stuff.
I like the news about the tabletop stuff. If you envision how the year should have gone, and not from a cosmic perspective, but just from a Joe perspective, it feels like there really would have been a lot of sync here. There's a new video game coming out. There is the retro line, whether you like it or not, it is arriving at retail. Classified has been a big hit, and we should have had a movie coming out in a couple weeks. So, they really did have some stuff lined up to make a go of it this year, and it's no one's fault. It's a global shame that all of this has happened in 2020. But from a brand specific microscope, it's I'm sure interminably frustrating that the big bit that was supposed to tie it all together has now been delayed up to a year. So
hey, even with all the delayed stuff and the staggered releases, this is still a better year for G.I. Joe than the last 2 or 3 were before it. So
absolutely. And Paul's comic is really interesting, and Larry's comic is still rolling along. So Joe fans, we don't get as much as other brands do, but it is a bit of an embarrassment of riches compared to recent years. So, it's as much as we all wanted to see a movie or at least a trailer, it still is a pretty good time to be a Joe fan.
It's always a good time to be a Joe fan, Mark Weber. Well, always.
That's true.
Next news item.
Do, 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 do.
All right. You got that okay? I don't want you to choke on a taquito or anything.
You should time it to a Canada Dry slurp. Like wrap up a news item real quick and see what we can make happen. Yeah.
So do we need ginger ale coming out of her nose? As it is, the fact that I put her picture in all the promo material is probably the only reason people are going to watch this episode. So,
no.
Do we need ginger ale coming out of her nose to ruin that?
It would smear the mascara. Never know.
Oh my god.
Joe Colton, if only you weren't such a fan of the physical comedy.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, next news item brings us up to our Hasbro PulseCon news, views, and stuff. ... We'll get the obvious stuff out of the way, the stuff that was billed on all of our promotional material for this episode. And that, for those of you who are not aware, and I don't think that's anybody at this point because we brag a lot.
That's right.
Joe Colton finished 4th in the Hasbro PulseCon cosplay contest.
That's right.
Yay!
Right here. Big round of applause.
And as far as we're concerned, she finished 1st because she was the highest placing G.I. Joe themed character. And that's all we care about anyway.
I was screaming when it happened. I didn't even think I would place because robots always win because they're such big builds, right? Like they're giant. So obviously Optimus Prime won.
Look, in fairness, that was awesome. Okay. That was awesome.
So I liked it wasn't Zordon. What was it? What's the other one? He's in a golden armor, Power Rangers. Is it Gordon?
Can't help you.
Yeah. His costume was really, really good. So
excellent. Any shout outs you would like to give on the victory there, Joe Colton?
Yes. Rick Courier, who took the time to do the photos of that shoot. And William for being my Cobra Commander. I couldn't have him in the photos that I submitted. So it was just my photo of me when I submitted it. But the fact that John Cena said my name, I was screaming. I was in New Orleans, screaming in the middle of the street. And Maggie was like, "You are insane. What is happening?" I was like, "PulseCon! John Cena! He's in a bumblebee suit! My name! Look!" Screaming. And she was like, "What?" So she's listening in, and she's screaming. And so it was great.
It was a lot of screaming.
There's a lot of screaming.
A lot of screaming.
That's a good thing in New Orleans, though. You probably fit right in. Screaming in the middle of the street, right? Like, nah.
No. So the French Quarter was completely empty. Completely empty. Ah, yes!
That's solid.
Yeah.
So there it is. We even got you a little clip art medal.
Thank you guys.
4th place, 2020 Hasbro PulseCon.
It's great.
And then we also have a shot of John Cena in shock and Jackie Jennings in awe. And Joe Colton saying, "Oh yeah," in Comic Sans.
I was like, why she's just constantly doing this? But I guess she had the mic in her ear, or just because it was the whole time, like in everything, she was just like holding her earpiece in. They were like, "Are she bored?" And people were like, "Yeah." I'm like, "No, she's literally holding her earpiece."
She had a root canal that morning. Thank you very much. She's being a trooper.
I don't even know where they found his costume. Like, it's enormous.
Well, I mean, he's John Cena. He can carry around a lot.
It's great. He was really excited. I didn't realize that. I didn't realize he was such a Joe fan, and like he was like, "This is awesome!" I was like, "Oh my god!" But I told Wes that if I ever get a chance to meet him, I'm going to wear the Serpentor costume and see if he recognizes me. We go to wrestling events once in a while.
Every once in a while.
But he doesn't. Does he go to wrestling events anymore?
I think so. Still, he like makes guest appearances for like WrestleMania.
Okay.
Pay-per-views.
He pops up here and there.
Mm-hmm. He's the new Rock. He just comes in and out.
Comes and
Gets
goes.
himself 3 dates a year, and that's it. And he's done.
Sounds like high school.
Honcho blinked out on me there. I don't know what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway.
So congratulations, Joe Colton. I see her. She is already hard at work on her some kind of witch costume for next year's Hasbro PulseCon. No, you were. Everybody's wondering why you're kind of dark complexion tonight. It's because you were doing a shoot that was more Halloween themed. So
yeah, I had to do some photo shoots with a couple of my girlfriends. We're doing a Halloween themed shoot, and this year the witches was picked, so I had to pale myself and then do gothic makeup.
It's good. It makes me look tan, so I'm good with it.
looks.
I almost blend into the ceiling of the house. Like I don't know from this
Welcome,
time. So
welcome to my life, Joe.
I'm like, this is so weird.
Yeah, being opaque isn't easy. Not everybody can pull it off.
Mm-hmm.
There's some days Weber's like the Visible Man. You can just see through the skin, and the muscles are there underneath. You know.
I am Team Seamus all the way, baby. That's what I'm talking about. That's why I'm worried about going bald like all the other men in my family. Because once I go bald, you'll literally be able to see me think. That's going to be so gross.
Will we see the actual feet on the gears turning up there?
Yeah. You know how when some guys get super aggravated, you can see the vein, right, in their head?
Well,
that'll be my whole head. It'll be a bad look.
You could always wear a terrible toupee like your father did.
Yeah, it would look like a badger fell on him.
Oh. Yes, guys, it was Goldar. Yes. Oh, thank you, guys. Oh, people listening. I was like, what is that guy? Character.
Goldar?
Thank you. Yes, Goldar.
And
thank you, everybody.
Points on the creativity of the name there, but not many.
Yeah, I don't speak Power Ranger, unfortunately.
Yeah, not many.
Oh man, Goldar, like that costume looked so good. He got second place, and then another Transformers got third, and then I got fourth. But that Goldar should have won. I think his like mask was so fantastic.
At some convention someday in the future, with his gold arc and your gold Serpentress, there has to be a salsa dance in the future that'll just be phenomenal.
Well, no, you got to go solid gold and do disco.
Oh, that's good too.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
We're gonna have Danny Terrio judge it.
I did like Joe's subtle jab at robots. She hates them so.
She hates the robots.
Yeah.
Joe does not like the robots. All the stuff at Joe Colton's house, and again, I have seen that house. She has something of everything except robots.
No robots.
No robots.
No.
My only exception, I do like Robotech, and I like Beast Wars.
Okay.
See, they're right there. Like there was one of those timers. I asked, "Do you have one of those timers that'll shut off the Christmas tree?" And she just threw crap at me and said, "No robots." I still have the scar.
Here. I'm gonna start shooting the toaster if it starts.
No, too sexy, too sexy. No.
Well,
por favor.
I mean, yeah. Yeah.
It's the Mike Irizarry. How do you say, I guess? The show.
So anyways, we're not gonna
So more about PulseCon.
Yeah, we're not gonna go into all of the PulseCon stuff. If you're here for Power Rangers news, we just gave you all we know about Power Rangers. I think there's 5 of them, and one of them goes Mastodon, and that's about all I got.
That's it? That's all you got?
That's all I got. I tapped out back in season 1. It was a funny story. My roommate in college, he was actually he was a huge Power Rangers fan. He would make sure that he did not have classes scheduled at 3 p.m. because he was also a huge General Hospital fan.
Oh,
so he would watch It was seriously the man. He picked his class schedule around All My Children General Hospital. Okay, so no classes at 12, no classes at 3. Now, and before we get critical of Eddie, honors scholar, honors diploma, 4.0 GPA. So clearly, I wasn't doing something right.
No.
By not following the guidelines that my roommate had laid forth for me. So I'm not making fun of that at all. But as a result of watching, he was always watching TV at 3 o'clock. And then at 4 o'clock was Power Rangers. So he would watch that afterwards while we would wait to go to dinner. And he got stuck. He was all about early Power Rangers.
The rest of the night?
Probably. I don't know. Like
where did he fit in all the lady time?
See, now that I couldn't tell you because it certainly wasn't happening in that room. That's for sure.
Right.
That's for sure. Anyways, but we do have Joe stuff to talk about from Hasbro PulseCon last weekend. And that was at 10 o'clock a.m. on day 2 on Saturday of Hasbro PulseCon. A whole bunch of neat reveals, and we've got more stuff.
I'm not sure I like that shock trooper. Oh wait, never mind.
And this is the first one that we'll get into here. This is, of course, Zartan. You guys can see Zartan, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Mark Weber, your thoughts on the Master of Disguise?
I think it's a brilliant figure. I mean, it really hits it out of the park. It's updated a little bit, but it's classic. Look at the pistol. It's so accurate to the original. Not that everything has to be, but if they have to do ray guns and they happen to have kind of a ray-looking gun originally, sweet. I think he's phenomenal. I don't know about the funky monkey hand or what's going on with that. But my lone complaint about this, and it was a big deal, among the community online, was that the press release said changes color in sunlight, which would be an amazing homage to the original Zartan, but has since been clarified. Oh, a little small clarification on the changes color in the sunlight. It doesn't. So I'm not sure you could have a bigger screw up than that from a launch perspective about a figure. If you were trying to get this thing in and it didn't happen for some reason, you really have to make sure that gets out of the text before you release it.
Yeah.
And if Zartan had come out and it didn't color change, we would have been like, oh, it's too expensive. Or maybe it's not safe anymore to douse figures in chemicals before selling them to prospective children. If he didn't have it, it wouldn't be a big deal. But to announce that he was coming with it and then have to backtrack, oh, sorry, false alarm, just sloppy shop. So, but the figure itself, I think, is outstanding, ridiculous good.
Yeah.
I'm thrilled with it because it's got the mask with the little goatee guy.
Yeah.
Joe Colton, your thoughts?
I love the figure. I don't understand the weird hands, but the detail on the torso is very well done. The arms are very well done. I like all the armor bits, and his face sculpt is really, really good. It doesn't have a similar look to everybody else. I like that they did the face tattoos of the eyes, and it almost looks like his eyes, his eye color is silver almost from the picture that I see. So, but yeah, I like the figure a lot. So.
Yeah, he's a winner. This is pretty outstanding. I know way back when the rumors of a 6-inch G.I. Joe line came out, I have to admit I'm backtracking a little bit because I said to myself, so long as it's something new, I'm going to be behind it. I don't need a new scale with all the same old figures and all the same old looks. But, some of the best ones they've done have been the ones that have been the closest to the originals. That like Zartan here is a clear winner. I think Beachhead is a big winner, and it's pretty close to what Beachhead looked like. I think Duke is a big winner. If you ignore his,
brutal chest cut.
Okay, but the design of the figure is still great, and it's pretty close to the original. And so I find myself having to take that back. I have to walk that statement back a little bit because of efforts like Zartan here. He's really outstanding.
Yeah, and I totally agree with you, Mike. The best ones they've done have been very slight updates to brilliant original figures, and they're all bad guys. It's Baroness, Destro, Zartan. Yeah, those are the three. I think the high watermark. And I like that Destro was a little updated and Zartan a little updated. Baroness is just a perfect design. And so the fact that they got away from the purple hair and kept her perfect, I'm thrilled about. And this guy's phenomenal. So, and I like that there's a Dreadnought logo they've been showing off that I'm sure will be all over the packaging. And so I like that too, because it's too easy to just slap Cobra on any bad guy. Right? Like Destro has a big Cobra logo behind him, but truly never really was, right? An agent of Cobra. And neither was Zartan. So I like that they're showing that attention to detail into the history to say, yes, bad guy, but that doesn't automatically mean he should come in Cobra packaging or come with a Cobra logo on
it. That Dreadnought logo, I believe it's a monkey's hand.
Well, that would make sense then for some reason. Like, seriously, who's putting the monkey hand on this figure? Like, come on. All I would do would be, if I was Zartan, literally the figure, all I would do is like leave that around Cobra headquarters and try to scare people with it. Right? In Destro's sandwich, buy Baroness's brush. Like, that's what I'm doing.
Or try to convince Cobra Commander to make wishes on it.
Ooh, that's a good idea. Try to find a Cobra Trooper to throw it at.
So we move on to the next. This, by the way, this is going to be a general retail release. Zartan is going to be available everywhere.
Yay!
Not nearly enough of that going on. We'll talk about that more in a second.
I would get 5 of him.
Here's our next one. This is the general issue Cobra Trooper. And he is very similar to the Cobra Island version, but he's doesn't come with quite as many accessories. You can see he's got the knife and the pistol and the shorter of the 2 rifles. He doesn't have the big sniper looking thing. He doesn't have quite as many details, especially it's really noticeable on the helmet. Instead of black, he's got more gray details, but in terms of a general issue trooper, this makes almost a little bit more sense than the Cobra Island guy. It makes the Cobra Island guy make a little bit more sense too, because now we see that he's, the Cobra Island soldiers are some kind of an honor guard, or there's something special about them. They're not just the rank and file. They're special. They're the guys guarding the Terrordrome or what have you. And these are your general edition rank and file. Mark Weber, your thoughts here?
It's a great fig. I prefer him to the other Cobra Trooper. And if I had one, I would hold him up. No, actually, thanks to our buddy ML Series, I have one. But this guy made me content to give up on getting any more of the Cobra Island Troopers. Like, I have one. Originally, I wanted 3. And I'm like, you know what? Good with my one sniper guy, right? He's fine. I'll pretend like he's got some sort of camo or invisibility thing going on, which is why nobody could find him at actual retail. But this guy's great. And provided he's made in enough numbers that people can actually go after him, then it's done well and different enough, but still from the one that already came out, faithful enough to the original design that he's a great substitute. I think this guy's full of win.
Joe Colton, I apologize. I think I cut you off in there somewhere, but I can't see you with the slides going. I apologize. You were going to say something there?
I was gonna say, like, I was agreeing with Hoodie that it reminds me more of an officer instead of a trooper. But I do like that he's more sleek. So I like that. I don't mind the not as many weapons and accessories, but I do like this figure, and I have a couple of the other ones, but I'm hopefully going to be able to troop build this one. So
now, when you say a couple, you mean what was that?
not as many as the Red Ninjas.
Okay, all right, fair enough. From what I understand, I've spoken to some of our retailer friends, and I know the case distribution on this wave came out, and it said 2 Zartans, 2 Troopers, and then a repack of Roadblock and a repack of Scarlet in each case.
Oh, wow.
It is also going to be available in cases by itself.
There we go.
Okay.
So apparently there will be six-piece cases of just Zartan, 6-piece cases of just the Cobra Soldier out there as well.
Do you really think that Scarlet and Roadblock are the Wave 1 guys people are looking for?
No.
That they need more of out in the wild?
I would think Destro would be one of those.
Yeah.
I don't know if it matters after that.
Or Snake Eyes, maybe, just because he's A+ alpha guy?
I mean, I guess, but Snake Eyes did have the 2 per case the first time around, so I could see not going there again. Right away, anyway. Like, I could see maybe he'll be a repack again further down the line because he's Snake Eyes. But, you know, I would think one would be Destro, but whatever.
I would put Snake Eyes out again and just do something subtle, like remove the red sniper dot from his forehead.
What's important is you're not bitter.
Just a little bit.
Ultimate Ninja Assassin Commando, who apparently has already been spotted by a sniper, but whatever.
Fine.
Cobra's much better now than they were in the 80s. They actually hit stuff they shoot at, I guess.
It doesn't bode well for the movie if Snake Eyes dies 5 minutes in, but whatever.
He'll get to 8 minutes, I'm sure. Then the rest of it will just be them using bleach to clean up after the mess.
And musical numbers.
And lots of musical numbers.
A lot of show tunes.
Because when you see G.I. Joe, you think show tunes.
Yeah. Destro has an elaborate tap number. It's going to be big.
And that remake of the Cold Slither song. So there you go.
Wow. By the way, it might be the least shocking thing ever on What's on Joe Mind that Mike was talking about what's good in Classified, and he got a Beachhead reference in there.
Yeah.
Right?
Homer.
Yeah.
Homer pick.
Well, I mean, when your guys' favorites are this awesome, then you come talk to me.
I'm
She is awesome.
I'm regretting sending that one already.
Yeah, this is the one you sent too. This is the brown-eyed guy. So this is your fault, Weber, right here. Your fault.
Yeah, that's your brown-eyed girl.
He's not a girl.
Whatever.
I mean, we'll have to talk about that later. I would have thought you'd have known this by now. You got 2 kids.
Next news item.
That's not a next news item. We still got this news item. That's it for regular retail. Okay. These 2 figures are the only 2 figures of the current wave or the next wave that are going to be in general retail, which brings us to a couple more exclusives from Target. Everybody try to smile.
Whenever you say exclusives from Target, the comments go nuts.
Oh.
I've seen it. It's scientific. It's Pavlovian.
And here is the first one there, and that is Firefly. So we're getting a reuse on that beachhead head right away. But we knew that was coming. Interesting gear choices here. I kind of like the gear.
No, you don't.
As far as the gun and the drone and the dynamite and the goggles and what the heck is that vest?
I mean,
that vest is terrible.
It's also a bomb, like, disposal unit guy's vest and guard.
I can respect that they went a different direction. That he is kind of EOD here.
Yeah.
He doesn't defuse bombs. That's not his job. It's the opposite of his job.
It's almost like somebody didn't read the history of G.I. Joe.
And worse, the fact that there are Fortnite figures that do a better Firefly than this Firefly does.
Which I ordered because I don't hate this one. I very much dislike it.
How you put a futuristic drone next to his sticks of dynamite? Like, I guess he spent all the money on the drone. So now he's got like trap doors and stuff.
He's got he went for the upgrade on the vest, so all that's left is just dynamite money from like the Old West.
A friend of mine on Facebook said, "I wonder what he looks like under the vest," and I said, "I wonder if he's fat. I wonder if this is beefy, kind of letting it go Firefly, and the vest isn't really that thick." He's just like, if I go for the EOD look, maybe I won't look so Kevin Owens.
That shoulder guard is also like the pauldron he's wearing. I'm just like, why?
Yeah.
It's a shame because I like the camo pattern. I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it'll be easier for cosplayers to make it. The rest of it looks like
people being optimistic about this. If you take the vest off and lose the shoulder pad and just put the backpack on and find them a better gun, there might be a good Firefly in there. Maybe. But
yeah, gun doesn't bother me. It's not great, but the gun doesn't bother
me. I'm not averse to them updating guys or changing guys. So it isn't that this doesn't look like G1 Firefly. It's just that it looks bad. It looks dumpy. Oh no, here comes Firefly waddling into the building to blow it up.
Yeah, if your MO is the stealthy guy who sneaks in and plants bombs, that vest is not helping you accomplish that.
No. Unless he has mastered the ability of moving so slowly that he becomes invisible.
And he's dressed in gray so that everyone thinks he's a marble statue.
Hi, Drax.
So just bad. Fail. This one's not good.
It's not good. Is that is he taking the prize away from the regal blue and gold Cobra Commander as worst figure in the line?
Maybe. I mean, at least there's no obscured Cobra logo here, near as I can tell, which I think is the cardinal sin of villain figures. Hey, we've got the most iconic logo, the most important slice of this IP. Let's cover it up.
Yeah, we've been, to this point, we've been very complimentary of the design of most of the figures in the line, but unfortunately, this is the flip side of that. This guy, he's totally overdone.
Yeah.
I think they went for so many aspects of what Firefly could be that they didn't wind up with any of them right.
Maybe they thought if we really cover up the chest cut, Weber will love it.
That's fair.
This is your fault. No. This is your fault.
You know what? Don't hang this on me, Joe Colton.
That's fair. That's Weber and his brutal chest cut. Cut
you
deep.
Complain so much, they're covering the whole thing now. He's just in bubble.
We have a solution. We're going to put them all in Yokozuna sumo suits.
Oh, Yokozuna. God bless
Oh.
that guy for wearing pants, though.
The drone is cool.
I like the
Goggles
drone.
are nice. The backpack's all right.
Yeah, I don't think any of the gear is necessarily bad, but that
I wish
the figure
he had more
itself is.
dynamite.
Yeah, I would have ditched the dynamite and given him a second weapon, even if it was just a knife or a phone. You know, if he had to call somebody, that'd be cool too. But even if you just put it on the backpack and painted it green, like that would have been a nice touch. But it just. And what's the thing between his foot and the drone?
It's
Goggles.
probably on the other side. I think that's probably the control for the drone.
Oh, that the square thing with the wheel?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
I'm gonna say remote control for the drone.
Like he couldn't have that on his forearm like Predator and be cool. Instead, he's got to carry around an Atari 2600 controller.
He's got one of the Pong paddles because he's gonna play ice hockey on it too.
It's like he is the baddest saboteur ever from the 70s, 80s, and 2020s. He's got a Pong paddle, Wile E. Coyote's Acme Dynamite, and a drone.
He's a true warrior when you're playing Brick Out.
He's a Renaissance man.
Or Kaboom by Activision.
Oh, now we're talking.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I think some of our fans are equally displeased with this figure.
I can't see their reaction, so I'm just going to tell them to cheer up because I got a reference to Kaboom from Activision.
Well, the vest is so big, Matt Rubin says, that it'll block any articulation whatsoever, like both waist and abdomen. So he's literally like a hockey stick where he's just walking.
It's no good. We're moving on to the next one.
Okay.
And there is the Cobra Viper, which is another Target exclusive from the Cobra Island line. And he's better. Certainly better than Firefly is.
Yeah.
I know, Joe Colton, you sent us this picture over the weekend. You are not a fan.
I have a few issues.
So go ahead. You go first this time, Joe. Let us know what's your thoughts here.
So I don't like the helmet. It looks weird. He's very bulky. The forearms look weird, those guards, and they go over his glove. I don't like so they tried to do the red shin guards like the other figures had, but then they made the pattern go all the way up to the knee, which makes it seem like he has no knee. I don't know. I don't like the scarf. Like the older ones used to kind of cover and they had some different, it was a different form of the helmet and it looked more realistic. This is just like they took the Baroness's helmet and painted just this visor, like this triangular visor with these things that come out. I don't like this head. I don't like it.
I think it's the Cobra Commander.
Yeah, it is. I don't like that either. So.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't think that every troop in the army should be wearing the same helmet as Cobra Commander. So I'm not a fan of that. I don't mind the figure otherwise. I think it's Vipers. If you're going to repurpose your Cobra troopers as this line seems to be doing, and the Vipers are your heavy infantry, this guy works for heavy infantry. But the helmet is a problem for me too. Mark Weber, what you thinking?
I think if it makes you feel better, Joe, you'll never have to see this guy at retail. So there's that. But yeah, what I don't like about him, I like a lot of it actually. I don't think it's a bad figure at all. But speaking as a guy who's done some research about head size and helmets and hats that don't fit over a giant head, I've been researching that for the last 46 years. There's no way a human head is fitting inside that helmet. That's like they painted the helmet on a guy's face. Doesn't work like that. The helmet has to be bulky, especially if you're going to have a full helmet that covers the entire head. There has to be some distance between nose and eyes and mouth and faceplate. I mean, like, legitimately, it's 25 to 30% smaller than it should be. And I know that sounds kind of ludicrous, but it's true. Next time, if you don't ride a motorcycle, next time you pass somebody on a motorcycle, check out how big that helmet is, because it has to cover up the whole head. Yeah. So aside, the size bothers me. I don't like that the skin tone is visible on the neck.
Yes.
Because I like the idea that a Viper is completely concealed and you have no idea who's under there, right?
But they give you a scarf, Mark. They give you a scarf. You can just wear the scarf.
Part of the Viper uniform, right? But we'll get to it later, I think, in the Fang Trooper, or the guy that comes with the Fang, in that he even has hair color, right? Like, so you have to be a Anglo-Saxon guy with brown hair to fly the Fang. It's just part of the rule. Like if what was the Rock Viper had that crappy mustache?
Oh, come on.
Like if you can't grow a crappy mustache, you're washed out of the Rock Vipers. It's part of the outfit, part of the uniform. So,
and Tony Orlando was the general for the Rock Vipers.
Right. Oh, God. But the biggest problem with this troop builder figure that most people want to buy a lot of, I want you to go ahead and raise your hand if you managed to get a pre-order in on this guy. Anybody?
We're just assuming that nobody has their hands up.
Oh, right.
I'm going to assume that everyone seeing this video in the future,
right here,
that nobody has their hands up.
I got 2.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, you know how that worked out, but it did.
You're the first person that I've even heard of getting a pre-order through on either run of the Target exclusives.
And I couldn't find Firefly to save my life, but the lovely and talented Mrs. Weber was stalking Target at the same time. And once they were all sold out after about 140 seconds, I ran upstairs and she appeared at the top and said, "I got Firefly, I guess." And I'm like, yes, the Weber house wins. So
child number 3 is on the way.
That's it. What can I cook for dinner for the rest of the month?
For the rest of your life.
Well, pretty much. So there you go. I am the white whale. I am the questing beast. I am the guy who got a pre-order in on 2 Cobra Vipers.
Wow.
Wow.
You are something of you're now a folk legend.
Yeah, right?
You're not just the honcho, you're folk legend, Mark Weber.
The myth continues. And just wait until we do a live episode when I've got them in hand. I'm going to fan myself with them. It's going to be amazing.
Oh, fight off the vapors.
Right? Oh, so hot in here. In my pretentious costume.
They got the goggles. I'll give them that. They remember to get the goggles. So,
which were a bad idea from jump.
Absolutely. It was a bad idea in 1986. But
that's what I'm talking about.
It's one that people have latched onto. So whatever.
Hey, Larry, we on patrol today? Yeah. Boy, it's really sunny out here. Let me put my goggles on over my big shielded face mask.
Just
whatever. That's all. That's on all of us. We don't get to criticize Hasbro on that one. That's on all of us. We liked it then. We like it now. I can't explain it.
Here's I'll keep it short, but the real damning criticism here is that Target had a screwed up exclusive release that the fans hated and screamed about for weeks. and then they came back and did the exact same damn thing again.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yep. And they just they gave the old "What's on Joe Mind" pass to Mark Webber, and that was it. You're the only one.
And if you think you're frustrated as a Joe collector about how Target's exclusives are running, think about the poor Target employees who we have hounded for months now. Do you think they want it's like Groundhog Day, but in a horror movie? Guess what you get? 3 more months of lunatic Joe fans stalking you and saying, "You got it in the back?"
At Christmas time.
Right? Pop Finder. It says you got 3 in the back.
Yeah.
So the guy at Target where I went to the Target by my house, and he's like, "Is this like your thing or your husband's thing?" And I was like, "No, I'm the collector." He's like, "Really?"
Is that
you made his day.
I was like, "Now can you go in the back because it says that you've got
now run along.
to."
You're creeping me out with your drool here.
Maybe
Anyway.
he doesn't see goth chicks in the Joe aisle that often. That's probably it. Do they have good broom parking at your Target?
You just lock him to the bike rack. That's fine.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Zip tie it.
Get right up to the door. You're good.
I don't think you have to lock it up at all. Who's going to steal a witch's broom? Talk about
You never
bad
know.
karma.
Yeah, but you never know. There's crazy people out there.
Yeah.
There's Transformers collectors out there.
Again, the robots.
If worse came to worse and somebody stole her broom, she could just go inside and buy a Mrs. Libman's cloth mop and fly home on that.
Good idea. Joe, where are you at on Battle Android Troopers? Is that a hard one for you?
They're not my favorite. Well, yeah, they're not
we'll
my
move
favorite.
on to our next slide. Now that we've I don't want to beat the Target thing to death too much because Lord knows every day when I get on Facebook and Twitter, I got to read more about Target and how they stuck. So
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I just don't need any more of it. What is understood need not be said. That's all I'm saying. That brings us up to the Fang. And this is part of the Walmart Retro line. And I like how the pilot is loosely based on the dude who came with the 25th anniversary Fang. But changes ahoy on this guy. Mark, why don't you go ahead and start us off on this one?
I mean, this is the guy that I'm like, I guess they have to have brown hair if you want to fly a Fang. I mean, I'm happy to see the Fang again. It is great. And even though this one seems to have, it's a little short for a stormtrooper, but yeah, I'm happy to see it. I've ordered a couple. Everybody's old Fang either lost the bars that go over the engine or they broke the propeller or the rotor off. So who doesn't need a new Fang? I'm cool that I'm down with it. The brown hair on the guy, the removable helmet, the bright red helmet, and the fact that we worked hard to homage something that's like 12 years old. I don't know. I'm not sure it was necessary.
Joe Colton, what you got?
I'm glad to see the Fang. I kind of just laugh at the figure with the brown hair. It's just
without the helmet on, he looks kind of like a half-baked Marvel villain, doesn't he?
yes, he looks like a Hydra. I don't know. It just why?
Like he's one of the more forgettable villains from the Todd McFarlane run on Spider-Man.
That's Uncle Todd.
I almost
he's
think
your
if I
Uncle
pull
Todd.
the mask off, his face will be melting. Like that's what. Without the helmet, he looks ridiculous. Fine,
And
I'm really excited about the Fang.
And if you need the fire engine red helmet to save the villain figure, probably not doing something right.
It's like in the 90s when they tried to make the Vulture young.
And hip, right? He was
No, just young.
He was
Just
listening
young.
to ska music.
Yeah, he was still the same old guy. He was just in a younger body. That's all.
Ugh.
Yeah, it was weird. 90s were a swinging time. But,
This guy looks like he should be fighting Shatterstar.
Yeah. What throws me a little bit about this Fang is I can't quite tell how long those propellers blades are.
Yeah.
So this could be a real stubby looking copter.
That's true.
So I don't know. My judgment is out. Like it obviously the Fang is something where we have to suspend a lot of disbelief anyway. Because clearly if something like the Fang existed in real life, there's no way on God's green earth it's going to fly. But it looked enough like a helicopter that might fly that we were willing to buy it, right? If this comes out with just super short propellers, I don't know if I can do that.
I'm gonna fly mine without the helmet on the pilot and pretend like he's got like 50 pounds of Jimmy Johnson hair gel in. That being 6 inches from the rotor cannot mess up the flow of that dude.
But he's prodigious flow, and that's what it takes to be a Fang pilot.
He's awesome.
Prodigious flow, not just good hair. Prodigious flow.
He needs a nickname or a code name like VO5 or something awesome.
Agent Alberto.
That's it. Real name, Paul Mitchell.
Can I just so one of our listeners or one of our viewers is saying, as an aerospace professional, I can't order this.
You'll order it and you'll like it.
That made my night. Thank you.
Just throw away the copter and keep the gorgeous pilot with the beautiful hair.
Oh my god, I snorted.
File name, John Stamos.
Stamos.
VO5 Paul Mitchell.
It's about time Stamos ruined something else, right? Come on down.
Oh my god.
He's no Ted McGinley.
Oh,
But that's another guy with some legendary hair.
hair. Yeah. I can see what Marcy saw in him.
Don't mess with Jefferson. Anyways. Next up, it's Destro from the G.I. Joe Retro line. And we've seen him before. It's nothing terribly new with Destro here. He's got that cool take-apart sniper rifle. I'd rather he had the money briefcase, but whatever. Yeah. I mean, I haven't bought any of the retro lines so far, and Destro is not going to change that. So
I haven't even seen it at retail.
Yeah, that too.
Right here. But
then we got Roadblock, and Roadblock has both an M60 and he's got the 50 cal. So he's loaded for bear. And Roadblock's all right here.
How come he doesn't have rocker ankles, Mike? Where's his rocker ankles? God,
well, he is a ninja, so he needs that.
The fans.
Yeah, I'm not going to get too upset about Roadblock's ankles. He's not a.
Oh man. Haven't you seen the vitriol online though about it?
I have. That doesn't mean I have to acknowledge. That doesn't mean I have to acknowledge it as sensical.
I'll never be able to put him in the Van Damme pose without the ankle articulation. Oh, you ruined my life.
You crapped on my childhood.
He looks great.
All the sweet ankle action he gave us back on the Sunbow cartoon is ruined.
He comes with all the weapons you wish the classified guy did. He looks outstanding. So, kudos to them. I like it.
Yeah, Roadblock's a win there for what the retro line is. Score. And then we close up with Scarlet.
Let's let Joe start.
Go ahead, Joe. She's choked on her taquito, hasn't she?
I hate this figure.
I do it.
Yeah, it's not good.
It's awful. Like the 83 figure was better than this. What?
Yeah, this
happening?
isn't good.
No. That's like me, drunk and blind, built this figure. Like, why?
That torso really doesn't work in the lighter color.
You were all excited for the Cobra Officer once upon a time. She didn't age well.
But also navy blue.
Yeah.
Navy blue. That
With
helped.
a big old cool Cobra logo. Center cut. Yeah.
And, she's
And
got
the gear. She might look better, truthfully. She might look better with the gear on. It won't be classic Scarlet, but...
But why does she need the gear?
Because it came with the figure she's modeled on. I mean, that's all I can say. Why are her gloves half as long as they should be? Right?
Because she's a Disney character now.
I guess. It is a new head sculpt, right? Isn't it a new head sculpt?
Is it? It could be the one from the San Diego exclusive a few years ago.
That one had such a weird, weird paint ops on the face. But this one, she looks troubled, right? Like she doesn't.
You're nicer than me.
Like she misplaced her shoulder pad or something, and she's worried about it.
So she painted it on her shirt.
And hopes no one will notice, right?
Yeah.
She ordered that from 80stees.com, and it just has the decal.
It would have been on the wrong shoulder, but yes.
Whatever.
It's bad.
Crummy is crummy. It doesn't matter if it's accurate or not. Crummy's just crummy.
Something I pushed for when I was on the brand was for Scarlet, unless it was an absolute homage to the first figure. Mm-hmm. We gotta lose the leotard. You gotta lose. Just give her pants. Just let the pant legs match the waist area. Just give her pants, and it's fine. And we actually had to send a bunch. The comics would often come back with her suddenly back in her swimsuit competition outfit. And unless you're directly homaging that figure on purpose, let's make her look a little more reasonable as a soldier and a warrior and a leader. And I think it wouldn't have been the direct homage had they done that here, but it would have improved the figure.
Joe Colton doesn't want that to happen because then she'd have to rework all of her costumes. Right?
Yep.
All right, that was the look I thought I was seeing there. But.
Not a fan, Weber.
Well, I could agree with you, but then we'd both be wrong.
I'm gonna punch you in the throat on that one, Weber. Gonna punch you in the throat.
Got to punch uphill.
So we are at 68 minutes. So let's I was hoping we get some viewer mail time, but we'll have to save that for next time around. Let's start down the home stretch and move into what we got in. Mark Weber, what'd you get in?
Two things. I showed off the Vamp Mark II last time that I got that looked pretty complete, but it's never going to be complete. So if you want to look at the best looking $20 steering wheel you've ever seen.
Did you pay more for the steering wheel than you did for the Vamp?
Pretty much, yeah. But steering wheels are hard to come by, so we're happy about that. And I want to give a shout out to Amazon for sending me Gung Ho, right? And sending him in a friggin' envelope, not a box. That's nice.
Oh my God.
Well done. Now, I know they run an algorithm that shows they'll get less returns than it will cost to box all of their shipped Joe's. So I know they don't care, but this bad boy's going back, and I already got my replacement. But yeah, shipping these guys in an envelope, not a good idea.
Oh, good gravy. Oh, man. What else you got, Mark Weber? Is that it?
That's it. That's plenty.
Yeah, I mean, your steering wheel budget's blown for the month, man. I'm sure.
$20. $20.
That's it.
That's it.
$20.
Hold up.
Joe Colton,
Yes.
what'd you get in this week?
So I went to the Hallmark store and I picked up the Star Trek Enterprise tree topper, which is gigantic. And then
real quick before you go into that, when you walk in the Hallmark store, does like a brass band start to play? Because they know they're going to make their numbers. I mean,
no.
Thank God it's you.
Yeah, it's like the Publishers Clearinghouse winner, right? The balloons fall down.
Yeah, like they have a district at their district meetings. They get together and they try to triangulate the store you're going to hit.
Every time Joe walks into a Hallmark, 3 people don't get furloughed. That's how it works.
So
go anyways. Star Trek tree topper.
It's enormous. It's about like a
She
foot.
stopped fighting on that one because she knew it was true.
So the funny story, the lady that was helping me get one, because the only one that was left was on display. As she's trying to get the cord from the display, she literally elbows the Enterprise. It goes flying, and then the shell snaps when it lands. And I was like, ah! Like I literally screamed. And she looks at me, looks at it, and starts laughing. And she goes, "You should have seen your face. Pure terror." I was like, I'm wearing a mask. I'm holding my head. I'm screaming. And she's like, it's fine. It happens a lot. You can like lift an ornament and it breaks. And I was like, you literally elbowed the Enterprise into orbit. And
it's where it belongs.
Snapped. And she's like, "It'll be fine. What I'm going to do for you is call another store to see if we can have someone deliver one right now." And I was like, okay. She's like, "Are you a collector?" I was like, "A little bit, yes." And she's like, okay. So she's like, "Why don't you just walk around for a bit?" And I was like, "I think I need to sit down." So then I got Mirror Universe Kirk and Mirror Universe Sulu, and they wouldn't sell me the Uhura because she gets debuted on Saturday morning at 8. So I have to go to Hallmark at 8 and get her, along with my Betty White figure.
All right.
Is that the only Golden Girl? You didn't get the 4-pack?
She's the only one out. They just started the line, I think. So I love the Golden Girls. I'm very Sophia. So in all the friend groups, I'm Sophia.
So is that what Facebook told you, or just what you think?
No, I love her so much.
Papa, why are you crying? They laid me off from the Hallmark store, son. I broke Joe Colton's ornament. Oh no, Christmas is ruined.
Yeah, so on that, I actually did get an Enterprise that day because they called the manager and told them what happened, and the manager gave me the one she bought that she had not taken home.
Wow, you are wrecking people's Christmas.
Now, I like Star Trek, but I'm not a big fan.
Yeah.
But as I recall, doesn't the Enterprise get blown up like all the time?
It does. And so, part of me was wanting to offer them like I would buy the broken one at a discounted rate just so I can have a broken one. But I was so in shock and apparently pure terror across my face that I was like, I better just like calm down first. It's like somebody seeing the flag on display and someone just kicking it and going, ah, there it goes. And you're like,
you need to spend more time at Kokomo Toys. Did you get anything else in, Joe Colton?
No.
That's a lie. But
I don't necessarily believe that, but okay.
So I got 2 Christmas trees that I can put up and then 2 more Santas, but I didn't tell Wes.
You know what, Joe? He knows. He knows.
He's found them, I'm sure.
No, he just knows it's coming. He just doesn't know when.
It's been a couple of years. I mean, I don't think you can surprise him with Christmas trees anymore. I don't think it's possible.
Hey, Joe, we're wondering if you could do the witch photo shoot here on October 1st because we want to get the Halloween thing going. Oh, I can't. I'm putting up my Christmas tree. And I got 2 new Santas in.
Anything else, Joe Colton?
Let's
anything
move
else?
Halloween back to June.
Any more bits of lies you want to weave into your web? No.
Okay.
Her eyes say yes. I need to say something here, but
nope, good.
I don't. Not my job, Mark Weber. Not my job.
No.
My Mulan castle came in.
The what?
So a friend of mine got me into collecting Disney castles, and there's a set of 10. And now I'm collecting Disney castles.
Joe, I hate to be the voice of reason here, but a real friend wouldn't get you into collecting anything else new. No.
I mean,
have
you'd be
have you seen Pokemon cards? They're great. And Magic the Gathering? Oh, it's great.
Are you trying to sell off a bunch of Derek's old ones?
No, I'm just trying to see what other collecting black holes we can leave forward.
I'm actually getting rid of my strawberry shortcake and Smurf collection.
Yeah, for now.
Those G.I. Joe gliders from the 80s, those are nice.
That's the plan.
No, so I also got rid of, we're talking about what I got in, but I'm getting rid of 6 boxes of comics.
6 boxes of what?
Comics.
Oh, wow.
Well, it depends on what the comics are, right? I don't know how to judge that.
There's a lot of Punisher, one of the Friends of X-Men.
X-Men?
Yeah. I was a huge X-Men collector back in the day. Huge.
I'm a big X-Men collector. I'm a little sad about that, but whatever.
Yeah.
All right, fine.
Batman.
Is this because you needed room for the trees? And it is, isn't it? Sorry. I don't want Wes to hear. Just nod if I'm, blink twice if you have a Christmas problem. Yeah, I thought, okay.
Here's your comment of the day. Amateur.
No. That's not all of them. That's only a third of them.
No. So bad. Yeah. Rob knows what's up.
Yeah.
Dear God, Rob.
Look. There's that doesn't even count the reprints and collections that are on the bookshelves that you can see behind me here. There's a reason that man was my first choice to do Rack Time, because he's an encyclopedia. It's a library of comic book history.
If you fill up a long box with actual construction bricks, it's not as heavy as if you fill it with comic books.
Absolutely true.
Dude, a long box is like 1,000 pounds.
Yeah. A lot.
1,000 pounds of finger slicing fury.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh. But this is what I got in this week.
Oh, look at you, premium.
Cute.
Ooh. I almost like the presentation of it better than the figure, and I kind of like the figure. As busy as this Cobra Commander figure is, all the reasons it doesn't work on the regular version are the reason it does work on this version.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like it's busy, it's ornate, it's got all this stuff. And like on the main figure, it looks okay from a distance, and then the closer you get to it, the more just congested it looks, and it looks, more of a kind of that train wreck thing going. Like they tried it for it to be too many things, and it wound up being none of them. But on the Supreme Cobra version, good stuff. Good stuff. It all works.
I like that you got your Snake Supreme Cobra Commander before I got my network regular Cobra Commander. That's shipping by September 15th.
Yeah. This was purchased, last week during PulseCon on the Tuesday, and I had it 2 days ago. So yeah, it took a week.
I'd like to thank the network for continuing to suck.
This is what Rob got in.
Ooh, nice.
And this is the Retro Collection His Tank.
Very nice.
And the His Tank is not of a great conversation, because it appears to be just like the one that came out for 25th anniversary. So that is not such a big thing. But this His driver is completely new.
Yeah, he's amazing, right?
He is like the top part of the arms are those. It's the same top part of the arms that like every Cobra Trooper used in Pursuit of Cobra. That with the pockets, the slanted pockets. But it seems like every other piece of this figure is new. It's got kind of this harness on here that covers up the brutal chest cut.
Yeah.
Which isn't that brutal because they lowered it. The legs are all new. Those are not the same legs that we had before. They're much more armored and much less disco looking than the 25th anniversary His driver. And mind you, I didn't think they did a bad job on that 25th anniversary His driver. I thought he was okay.
There's only one thing wrong with him, right?
What's that?
The brutal
chest cut.
Yeah.
Yeah. But and the head is there, and it's a little small, but it makes a little bit more sense than the other one did. I'll try and get it on there. It looks a little bit more like a human head.
Maybe he's trying to be a Viper in the classified line. Shrink that head down.
Could be. Could be. But this guy, yeah, he's a winner. He's a winner. I was not sure, but yes, Rack Time Rob got himself a His tank, and there it is.
Now, as a good brother, you should break the cannons. So they're in the permanently floppy,
already done
down position.
Already done.
Nice.
Already done. Already done. So we are running way long, but we still got to do shout outs. Mark Weber, who we shouting out to this week?
Let's. I was hoping to pub up this project, but it's already funded, so that's great. But everybody's friend, we'll just go by first name, Sean. You might know him as Word Burglar. You might know him as Rap Viper, but he's putting out a green pressed album for his Cobra Island bit, and needed some support to hit it. And so I was like, I'm going to make sure to mention that tonight. Already funded, 109%. So you can still get it. Look for Word Burglar on Facebook. He is a great guy and a real talent, and a huge Joe fan. So if you want to mix in a little G.I. Joe with your rap, Rap Viper is your hookup. Holla if you hear me.
Yeah. No, Berg is awesome. We met him in Colorado.
Yes.
one of the few times that there was more than 2 What's on Joe Mine hosts in the same place at the same time. And but there's photos on our Facebook page of we're with them. Gary's there. Dave Tree is there. So it was an international affair, certainly. But a good time was had by all that night, and Berg's been a friend ever since. What's that?
Is that when he performed? Is that in Colorado?
Yes.
Yes, he had a gig in Colorado the same time JoeCon was in Colorado. There you go.
Yes.
That's a Canadian synergy.
Yep.
Oh, and before I pass the baton, I hand off the mic. Shout out to Derek Brian Weber, my son, whose birthday was yesterday, 14 years old. He got a big robot for his birthday.
Big robots.
Sorry about that, Joe. And to the lovely Elizabeth Weber, whose birthday is tomorrow. She'll turn 11. So it's birthday week at the Weber house.
So what baseball card did you get, Derek?
Boy, it was going to be. I thought it was going to be Piniella, because every year my son gets a graded card for the Yankee whose uniform number matches his birthday. So it's 14 now, and I thought it was going to be Piniella, and in the end, I went Moose Scourin.
Oh,
Five-time All-Star. Plus,
I mean, look,
Piniella ended up in Tampa, and I hate the Tampa Bay Rays. So, and I got a little something for them next week too. Tampa, come on down.
He went to Tampa to be close to his mother, Weber. Come on.
Yeah.
Mama Piniella was sick.
And to introduce the opener, which is great, love it. So yeah, Moose Scourin coming soon.
Moose Scourin did have the better career if we're looking at statistics. Did he capture the hearts of the Yankee faithful like Lou Piniella?
No,
he didn't.
Probably not. But yeah, we went with the Moose.
Hard to say though, because I wasn't there for Moose Scourin. I was there for Lou Piniella.
Next year, I was looking up. It's funny because I lose track of it. Next year, it's 15, and that's a big one, right?
Thurman Munson right there. That's Thurman Munson.
And I, as an old card collector, I never owned a Munson card, so I'm actually looking forward to that one because that's it's Thurman, right?
Joe Colton's confused. We'll have to fill her in on Thurman Munson later. Joe Colton, shout outs.
This week, I'm going to give a shout out to Maggie for driving with me all the way down to New Orleans, and to Sandy and Christina and the rest of the girls for a great weekend. It was Sandy's bridal shower, so I got to go spend some time with her, and then all the way back, drove back with Maggie again. And then Julie for doing photo shoot and for surprising me with the Hallmark Wonder Woman armored ornament.
Did a Hallmark employee elbow it across the room or no?
It has wings.
You told her it was me.
It has wings that can fly.
Soaring through the.
For Joe Colton, and she said, "No, don't throw it." And my last shout out is going to be to Wes for we've had some stress lately over the wedding, and so I wanted to say thank you to him and for keeping me calm and stress free and being the logical one. So
for not freaking out when he finds out about the extra Christmas trees.
Oh my God, man!
He's right there.
He's like down below. What's wrong with you?
I'm good at what I do.
I hate you. Never telling you anything.
Are you telling him before the wedding or after?
Look. I don't have the toe picture queued up this week, so you can thank me for that.
No, I got it. Hang on, I got it.
Don't.
I mean, I still have it. It's just not queued up. I didn't put it in the slideshow.
No, he put it up on the homepage. It's like one of those 3D pictures now where if you move your phone, you can go around the toe. Pretty awesome.
Our multimedia adventures around Joe's toe, around Toe Colton. Oh, goodness.
I'm done.
Okay, all right. You with shout-outs or with us?
Both. Can't we do both?
Tune in next week as we audition new hosts.
There's a guy from Jazzwares who's pretty good.
That's right. Yeah, well, we might as well at this point. Let's get them in the room. But my shout outs, of course, Racktime Rob, the fourth man of the What's on Joe Mind team. Schoolwork is still keeping him down, but expect a new Racktime soon. Expect a new Racktime soon.
Ole.
The Rock, Ole Anderson.
Put out a new Racktime, and I'll upgrade you to Wyndham status.
There we go. Yeah. He's not going to catch that because, although, like I was telling you last week, I've started to get Rob watching wrestling when I watch wrestling.
Now we're talking.
And I think his favorite is Sheamus because he is the most pale man alive.
Well,
because if you can't talk about that, then there you got nothing to talk about.
I got a dog in that fight, but whatever. I might be able to take Sheamus.
I don't know, man. I don't know. It could just be that he runs around with his shirt off, so he looks that much more pale. It's more of a quantity pale as opposed to a quality pale.
Yeah, there is more overall white. That's true.
Yeah, but Sheamus in clothes, you might have him.
Cena once ripped him in Philly when Sheamus was that guy and said, "Look, man, they're not going to cheer you here just because you're made of cream cheese." Solid rip from Joe Colton.
I'm also going to give
John Cena.
Also going to give a shout out to former host Gary Godso, who I got to catch up with for a little bit last week. Hadn't seen Gary since the whole world shut down 6 months ago, so it was good to see him, even if it was only for 15 minutes or so. But that does remind us that there is still a pandemic going on. Just because we're tired of it doesn't mean it's still not a pandemic. Exercise your freedom of choice and choose to keep those around you safe by wearing a mask when you go out in public. Maintain a safe distance. Go out a little bit less often than you normally would, and just keep yourself washed up on a regular basis. Wash your hands, wash your face, brush your teeth, and say your prayers before you go to bed too, for good measure. Right?
Yes.
Joe Colton's like he's lost his mind. It's finally gone. It's over.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord, yes, it's true. We're way over tonight. But for my co-hosts, Mark Weber, wave to the camera. Joe Colton.
That's a fake smile.
See, Weber, she's a trooper. She's sucking it up and taking one for the team there.
Right? She's been having to hold all that mascara up for 90 minutes. Blame her. Right?
The weight of her lies has not crushed her yet. I'm Mike Irizarry. Thanks for tuning into What's on Joe Mind. Remember to like.
Wait, tune in next week when we'll be giving away 2 Christmas trees and 2 Santas.
Please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Do all the YouTube things in the area down there. And let's get this thing rolling some more. We're seeing some growth in the channel. We want to keep it going in a positive direction. Thanks again for tuning in.
Right.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next Thursday at 9 for the What's on Joe Mind TeamStream. Have a great night.